Welcome back to This Explainer. We often look at wealth and think it requires these massive, incredibly lucky windfalls or, complicated Wall Street maneuvers. But the truth is actually a lot more approachable. Building wealth really comes down to small, consistent behaviors, financial micro-habits. Today, we're going to break down that seemingly insurmountable task of getting wealthy and track how it's built from the ground up. We're starting with simple, everyday decisions and taking it all the way up to advanced tax optimization.
So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off by mastering your money mindset, then we'll choose a wealth checklist, look at some beautifully simple portfolios, maximize those brand new 2026 contribution limits, and finally, we'll tackle the infamous mega backdoor strategy.
All right, Section 1, master your money mindset. This is the absolute foundation of everything we're talking about today. I want you to think about this for a second. What if getting wealthy is actually way more about behavior than it is about math? Accumulating wealth isn't just about chasing massive market returns. It's really about removing friction from your life and changing your daily routines so that saving and investing just becomes second nature.
The guys over at the Money Guys show outline these simple habits, and honestly, it's wild how these tiny tweaks can completely alter your financial trajectory. Take pay yourself first, for example. Literally automate your savings before you can even spend the money so you aren't hitting the end of the month with zero left in the bank. Then there's question the price. Just asking for the cool guy discount wherever you go. Why not, right? You should also definitely batch your bill payments. Pay all your credit cards on one exact day every month. It removes the friction and totally kills the chance of getting hit with late fees. And I absolutely love this next one. Bedazzle your basic life. You don't have to be a miserable miser to get rich. Just find cheap, meaningful ways to create memories. Think a cozy movie night at home with grocery store candy instead of dropping $100 at the theater. And finally, prioritize your health, because let's be real, wealth means absolutely nothing if you aren't around to enjoy it.
Morgan Housel hit the nail on the head in his book, The Psychology of Money. He says you should choose a reasonable financial plan over a rational one. An ultra-rational, mathematically perfect plan, it's completely useless if it makes you so miserable that you quit after 2 months. You're human. You have to find a balanced strategy that fits your actual life, something you can truly stick with long-term through all the ups and downs.
Moving on to Section 2, choose your wealth checklist. This is where we learn how to give every single dollar a specific job.
You've essentially got 2 really popular paths to guide your next dollar. You can rely on the behavioral momentum of Dave Ramsey's baby steps, which starts with a quick $1,000 starter emergency fund and then tackles debt using the snowball method, paying the smallest balances first to get those quick psychological wins. Or you can lean into the mathematical efficiency of the Money Guys financial order of operations, known as the FOO. The FOO argues that you absolutely must grab a guaranteed employer match before aggressively tackling high-interest debt because that match is an immediate guaranteed return on your money.
If you're someone who fevers the math, you'll want to follow this specific FOO progression. Step 1 is simply covering your highest insurance deductibles to mitigate any catastrophic risk. Step 2, you secure that employer match. Seriously, do not leave that free money on the table. Only then, in Step 3, do you go after eliminating high-interest consumer debt of 8% or more. This progression makes sure you're protected from emergencies while still capturing the free wealth your employer's handing out.
Section 3, simple but powerful portfolios. Let's keep things straightforward and highly effective.
Vanguard's data on early wealth building is literally mind-blowing. People spend so much time and energy stressing over picking the absolute perfect stock, but their data shows that in a compressed 2-year horizon, your savings rate contributes a massive 94% to your goal. Meanwhile, investment returns, they only make up 6%. The big takeaway here is that at the beginning of your journey, your consistency in exactly how much you save matters vastly more than hitting a home run in the market.
And to keep your investments beautifully simple, you really don't need a complicated web of assets. You can use a classic 3-fund portfolio just like this one from Vanguard. By putting 50% into the total U.S. stock market, 30% into total international stocks, and 20% into the total bond market, you're getting maximum global diversification with incredibly low fees. It's just an elegant, highly effective strategy that basically requires zero daily maintenance.
All right, Section 4, maximize 2026 contribution limits. It's time to start optimizing those tax advantages.
$24,500. That is the brand new base elective deferral limit for 401k and 403b plans for 2026. That's a solid $1,000 bump up from last year. If you can swing it, logging in today and adjusting your automatic contributions to hit this new limit is one of those micro habits that will pay off massively over time.
When we look at the newly released 2026 limits, there are definitely places you can squeeze a little more savings into your tax-advantaged accounts. The IRA limit bumps up to $7,500. Health savings accounts, which, by the way, are incredible wealth-building tools, also see an increase. They're going up to $4,400 for singles and $8,750 for families. And you've got to check out those catch-up limits. If you're between 60 and 63, there is a super catch-up limit of $11,250. So yeah, there are some significant opportunities here to accelerate your wealth as you get closer to retirement.
Now, there is a catch you need to know about if you're a high-income earner, thanks to recent Secure 2.0 regulations. If your 2025 wages exceeded a projected threshold of $150,000, your 2026 catch-up contributions absolutely must be made as a Roth. That means you're using after-tax dollars. This mandatory shift totally changes your tax strategy as you near retirement. So make sure you coordinate with your employer to confirm a Roth option is even set up in your plan.
Finally, Section 5, the Mega Backdoor Strategy. We've officially reached the peak of the wealth pyramid.
$72,000. It's a staggering number, right? This is the total defined contribution limit for 2026. Keep in mind, this cap includes your employee deferrals and your employer's contributions combined. For high earners, this $72,000 mark is the absolute maximum ceiling you are trying to reach using after-tax dollars to supercharge your Roth savings.
I know it sounds like a super complex maneuver, but it really just boils down to 4 mechanical checkpoints to cleanly execute the strategy. First, max out your regular deferral. Second, confirm your employer's plan actually allows after-tax contributions. Not all of them do. Third, you have to pass what are called ACP testing limits, which is basically just an IRS check to make sure the retirement plan is fair to all employees. And fourth, execute an in-plan Roth conversion immediately so you avoid paying taxes on the earnings. Oh, and a quick pro tip. Make sure your plan keeps this money in a completely separate sub-account so you don't trigger the messy pro-rata tax trap.
So we have covered the entire spectrum today. We started with foundational micro habits like batching your bills and asking for the cool guy discount, and went all the way up to optimizing every last penny in a $72,000 mega backdoor Roth. You've got the complete blueprint now from the ground up. The only thing left is to actually take action. So from simple micro habits to the mega backdoor, how are you going to deploy your very next dollar today?